What are most Filipinos doing wrong with their cars?
Common mistake of car ownership, siguro yung yung lagi mong sasabihin or tatanungin, kaya ba niyan umakyat ng Baguio? Oo naman, kaya mo Di ba yung pagkabibili ng auto, tatanungin mo yung agent, I like the car, pero kaya niya bang umakyat ng Baguio? Kaya nga ng tricycle eh. 4 wheels pa kaya?
Nag-C80 ka,
Yes.
part ng bawi mo yun.
Part ng bawi yon nung high school. Kasi nung elementary, bully-bully konti, di ba? So high school, sabi ko kailangan officer ako.
Okay.
So nag-adjutant ako noon. Pero before ka mag-C80, you have to be a COCC officer first.
So 2 years yun.
2 years yon. Then when the
Sa COTC ka actually bubugbugin.
Yes, when the battalion commander saw your potential, they will say, we will promote you.
Okay.
Ganon.
So, mataas rango mo?
Not really mataas, but there's the battalion commander, there's S1, S2, S3. S4 ako. So, the position of S4 is adjutant. And meaning adjutant, ikaw yung taga-announce ng mga announced activities or
Bidel ka, bidel.
yes. So kunwari if you want to call the company, you will shout. Tapos pagka flag ceremony and flag retreat, you will also announce it. Parang merong certain tone to announce it.
Alpha, gano'n.
Hindi. Puluto.
Iba pala.
Trabaho.
Ah.
Yes.
Left to right.
Left.
Yes.
Oh, diba? Okay. But it's not like the military life was, appealed to you.
Hindi. Ako magmi-military.
Diba? Nag-COCC ka, nag-C80 ka. Why would I not assume that there was
Okay.
an early influence there?
Hindi ko naisipan, yung military influence, I don't like it. Kasi parang siya I know deep inside na may pagka-creative ako since elementary. So parang ayoko ng masyadong, kasi when you say military, it's 'di ba? Process-based, it's
Regimented.
systematic, tapos rules by the book. Ako ayoko ng ganon. Gusto ko carefree lang. But the reason why I joined CAT and COCC in high school, kasi nga, gusto ko studios ako nung high school. Parang student council officer ako, nagsusulat ako for the organ.
Okay.
Gets.
So, you're one of those.
Type A?
Type A, pero introvert. Yung ganon, oo.
So, pinilit mo yung sarili mo?
Pinilit ko kasi kailangan iba kasi because when I was in elementary, palipat-lipat ako ng school because my parents are separated. So, it's either you go to Cavite muna or mag-Laguna ka. So, yung bullying, medyo na-embed doon kasi nga
Laging used to.
oo eh. 'Di ba pag Catholic school ka nag-aral, 'di ba kung sino yung friends mo nung grade 1 can be your friends until grade 7.
Kasi pareho kayo ng sex.
Oo. Ako, parang syempre, transferee ako. Parang, sino ba yan? Oo.
Kasi hindi pa uso social media, so ang hirap
Oo,
makipag-connect
ang hirap.
with other.
Wala pang social media, no? There's Friendster, 2004.
Pero not as connected to the...
Hindi eh. Ang social media nun, Slumbook. What's your favorite?
May tanong ako sa'yo.
Oo.
Spell slang.
Slumbook?
Ah.
SLUM, di ba?
Ako, yun din ang sinasabi ko eh. Pinapagalitan.
SLAM. Yata.
Ay ba? Baka binago na. Biro lang.
Hindi, what is it to you? Is it slam book or slum book?
A ba?
Slam?
A.
Ako slam ako eh.
Slam yung ko noon. Nakalistahan ko noon.
Because I don't hear anybody saying, oy, gawin mo naman yung slam book po. Hindi, di ba? It's always, slam book mo.
Bibliography.
So what's your favorite color?
Blue. Blue.
Degree.
Motto in life.
Motto in life, ano ba? Well, matagal ko ng motto naman na to, pero whatever will be, will be.
Okay. Okay, Sarah.
No pressure, di ba? Just go with the flow.
Favorite number.
May favorite number, 7.
Were you always Makoy? Makoy ka na noon ng grade school?
No, grade school, Mark. Actually, yung McCoy na pangalan or yung nickname na McCoy, nung college na lang yan nangyari. It happened in college. Because elementary, high school, Mark ang tawag sa akin ng classmates. And then kasi nung college na, 'di ba? 2009, Facebook. So you're required to make Facebook account because Friends for Sale, 'di ba? Tapos Pet Society and then Farmville. Oo. So syempre, anong Facebook name mo? Ay wala pa eh. Pero nung gumawa ako McCoy. Oo. So sabi ko, McCoy na lang para iba yung itatawag sa akin ng high school friends, elementary, sa college friends. And then, until such time, pagka-graduate ng college, I still use the McCoy nickname.
Si Adea, by the way, is the last name.
Yeah, it's my last
Adea.
name.
Oh.
Everyone calls me Adea kasi masyadong feminine yung first name ko eh.
What's your first name?
Natalia.
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 Parang model sa Spain, diba?
Hala ko sa isang site.
Pero grade school legacy ba yan? Kasi I think we all start getting
grade
called,
school,
di ba?
high school.
Oy, Aberilla.
Oo.
Di
Yeah,
ba?
I think
Ako, I was
from
Salampay and I
grade
was
school.
Pai for
Pai.
most of my grade school.
Yeah, I think from grade school pa ako natawag na Adea. And then, yung family nickname ko, Aya. So, para malaman ko kung sino yung tumatawag sa akin, Adea, sa lahat ng tao, Adea. Pero pag close friends, Ade. They call me Ade. For some reason, Ade yung tawag nila sa akin. Kahit hindi ko sinabi na, call me Ade.
Okay.
So,
What do they
yun.
call you at home?
Aya.
Okay.
Aya.
Yeah. Ikaw,
Okay.
anong tawag sa'yo sa bahay? Mark ka pa rin.
Mark ang tawag sa akin.
Mark talaga yung
Mark lang
pangalan
naman
mo.
ako eh. Mark.
You're not Marcos.
No.
There's... Okay. No.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Mark lang ako.
Oh, hindi. But
I'm just Mark.
I only because it's McCoy, di ba? Parang inano ko lang.
Oo,
baka-
na-associate pa nga yan before eh. Sabi ko, no, it's different.
It's different,
Ah.
yes. Kayo, anong nickname niyo po?
Ako, Robbie talaga.
Robbie.
But when in I started grade school, like everybody else, di ba? Aberilla, Adea, Alampay. Then my friends called me Pai.
Pai.
Tapos, paatras ako actually. Then when I transferred school from Ateneo to UPIS. Then, naging Roberto ako, buong buo. Roberto, di ba?
Roberto.
Then, kumagat naman yung Robbie. Then I took my master's abroad.
Oo.
Pagdating ko naman doon, Jose ako.
Jose.
Jose Roberto ako eh.
Jose.
So, paatras yung, paatras yung gamit ng pangalan ko.
Sabi sa inyo,
Nagamit
tearing
lahat.
yan eh. Tearing ang mga names eh. I'm not sure, but in the Philippines, no, we always have second names sa first names natin.
Ayoko na.
I'm wondering why. So it sounds saucy?
Pag mas maraming name, mas nakakaangat.
Ganun ba yon?
Okay.
So
Hindi ako
you,
sure.
Jose Roberto ka.
Jose Roberto, Alampay. Nagamit ko lahat yun.
Natalia Faye.
Natalia Faye.
Ikaw? One lang?
Mark lang ako.
Mark lang?
Mark lang.
Ah,
Just Mark.
and people ask you for your second name, I assume.
No naman. No naman. Oo.
Okay. So, McCoy, okay. So I assumed wrongly that it came from Marcos. McCoy Dubs. Dubs, I assume, came from Dub Smash.
Yes, because when I started uploading videos 2017, mostly dub videos. So, yung Mean Girls, ganon, Devil Wears Prada. So, there's a story. Syempre, roommates sa condo. So, may roommates were, college friend, college best friend, tapos yung boyfriend niya. So, I asked my best friend, sabi ko, gusto ko gumawa ng Facebook page because I want to differentiate yung personal account and dun sa stuff na i-upload online. And sabi niya, di McCoy Dubs.
Kasi dog.
Kasi puro dubs na yung ina-upload kong video na dub video. So that's why it's McCoy Dubs.
And it was literally on that platform lang.
Initially, Facebook only because I'm not really into long-form vlogging eh. Di ako ganun. Tapos, Eventually, Instagram.
Ah.
And then when the pandemic happened, TikTok.
But was there ever a time na, a lot of people are into contest. But ikaw, nung nag-start ka doon, kilala ka na ng lahat ngayon eh. Sikat ka na eh, di ba? Sikat ka na. Hindi, wag na tayo ano. But,
Sikat ka
but was
na.
there ever a time where you were just like all of us na ginagawa ko to, but nobody's really watching me? Was there, it felt like you were
Parang
always,
na-down ka.
di ba? Did you have to start like everybody else?
Yes, actually, just to tell you a story, no. When I arrived from Qatar in 2017, kasi I was a content producer there for an ad agency. It's a contract-based job, so 6 months. And then pag-uwi ko ng Philippines, I applied to another ad agency. And then I was handling accounts nung time na yon. And you know naman, work in advertising, it's a bit, alam mo na, process, tapos fast-paced also. And nanibago ako sa ways of working from Middle East here in the Philippines. Kasi in Middle East, kung ano ang campaign ng Dubai or UAE, you will just apply it sa Qatar. So, it's always regional work or cascade. But here in Philippines,
Daming kamp.
di ba? At that time, I was handling a telco account. So, kung ano yung campaign ni competitor, like for example, naglabas si Globe ng 5 GB promo dito sa Smart 10 GB promo. Create a KV na.
Malamang.
Yeah, totoo yun. And then, you will shoot Monday, first edit, or let's say, color grading agad na yan ng Tuesday. And then Wednesday, transmit or TVX pa nun eh. And then Sunday, it will be aired on ASAP. Ganong level dati. 2017 yon. So fast pacing and
So it was still basically traditional TVC that you're doing.
Yeah, traditional TVC and then digital ads. May konting PR pero mas heavy on ATL or above the line thing. Tapos, syempre pressured ang lola mo, 'di ba? Parang kailangan ng outlet. So sabi ko, wala pang gumagawa ng Mean Girls na Tagalog. So I wrote a script and then yon, dinub ko lang siya and then screenshot some photos, then uploaded it online. Then medyo
Nag-viral.
medyo kumalat ng and then I decided to create a page by December 2017. So that's where I uploaded all the videos na.
But that's my point. Nag-start ka, and as soon as you try it, it goes viral. Di ba? I mean, you never went through what Adea and I and a lot of people who think na gusto ko rin maging content creator. And so you had that quite naturally.
Yeah, because I think it's all because of related din sa work ko kasi. And it's my outlet. I never dreamed to become a content creator, to be honest. Kasi I finished communication in college. I really wanted to be a news anchor. Yung talagang gusto ko nun. Pero syempre, before you become a news anchor, you have to be a field reporter muna, di ba? Like ako nga okay na ako, I'm reporting the traffic sa EDSA eh. I'm good with that. Or reporting the price of ampalaya, bitter gourd, or kung ano man yan. Bigas sa Nepa Q-Mart.
Yes.
But after college, sa publishing ako napunta. Manila Bulletin. And then after that, real estate, and then nagkatar ako, and then ad agency. So, it's really an outlet at first. Kasi, nung nasa agency naman ako, ang goal ko naman noon maging managing director someday of an ad agency. I never really imagined to become a content creator kasi outlet lang siya at first. But the pandemic happened kasi, 'di ba?
Is there a time na parang may brand na binigay sa'yo or campaign pero you don't believe in the campaign?
Yes, meron
Tapos
naman.
ano mo siya
Okay.
Mentally or
Yeah.
sa work, paano mo siya na-handle?
It happens, may ganun talaga. But of course, when you work in an ad agency, kailangan kung ano yung brief na ibibigay sa'yo ng client, you have to stand. And kailangan meron kang firm decision na, okay, we have to create the campaign, we have to strategize because kailangan totoo tayo doon sa sasabihin natin sa ad. But yeah, it happens. Ako, sa totoo lang, may times na ganyan, and I talk to my superior, and I tell her na, parang hindi ko kaya mag-handle ng ganitong klaseng campaign because, number one, time constraint, especially may mga timelines kasi yan na sinusunod. Secondly, if you really don't believe doon sa brand book or values, especially if it's personality, 'di ba? Kasi ad agencies also handle personalities, not just brands or let's say food brand, 'di ba? Hindi naman laging ganon. So, you will talk to your superior. I talk to my superior na hindi ko kayang mag-handle ng
Communication.
communication is Pero syempre, you will expect something na you will hear something na baka ungrateful ka. Baka ang mo naman, ang weak mo naman, lang to, trabaho lang to. May ganun 'di ba? Parang trabaho lang, walang personalan. Pero there are sometimes lang sa work na minsan mahirap siyang i-separate.
Pero empleyado ka nun eh. 'Di ba? Now you are in a way your own agency. 'Di ba? Your person is your brand, is your company. You have much more control
Yes.
there. Not just on a professional level, but even on a personal, even on your moral level. Does that make it easier for you? And do you still have that dilemma, or is it now much simpler for you na kung ayaw ko?
It's much simpler now, but when you are starting, you have to prove yourself kasi, 'di ba? Like when I was starting in 2017, 'di ba sabi natin outlet lang siya. But eventually, when you are growing your audience and your followers, you have to work hard and you have to be consistent with your uploads. But of course, nagbabago din naman na yung times, and especially when you are growing old, nagbabago din yung ideals mo, your visions, your philosophies in life, and eventually it will trickle down to your to your values, 'di ba? So ngayon mas easy for me to turn down offers.
But there was a time you couldn't? There was a time
I couldn't because I need money. And in reality naman, walang plastikan dito, 'di ba? At first, kailangan mong kumagat. Kasi kailangan mo ng pera. And ako, I'm a breadwinner and I need to earn. I need to support myself, my family, especially my mom, no? So, nung time na yon, kakagat ka talaga. Pero ngayon kasi, it depends. It depends sa...
I'll respect your personal and professional obligation if, di ba? That's past. But I'll respect it if you still can't. But can you tell us a story of, is there a product or a personality that you actually endorsed that you now think, if I had more choice before, I would not have done that?
Well, I won't mention the brand, pero siguro I'll mention na lang the category of the brand. So let's say food. Let's say food brand, pero nung time na yon, talagang maganda yung offer. 'Di ba? Tsaka maganda yung nasa contract. And it's lockout. So, pag lockout, syempre malaki ang premium niyan, 'di ba? And talagang life-changing. So, tinanggap ko siya. Pero along the way, there are a lot of issues, may mga scandals na involved pala yung food brand. So, medyo may yon, may remorse yon, may pagsisisi yon na sana pala hindi na lang ako nakipag-work dito kasi baka mag-backfire din sa akin. Well, for a personality, syempre related din siya sa politics. I think around when was the 2016 elections. So may mga senatorial bets, ganyan. So I was offered to create a dub video for a certain senatorial candidate. And then what will happen is yung dub videos na in-upload mo or yung na ginawa mo, it will be uploaded to other pages as well.
Okay.
But they will distort your voice a bit para hindi alam na, oy, si Makoy Dubs yun.
Okay.
So this happened around, what was this ba?
2016.
2016, 2017. 2017, mga ganyan. So, nung nangyari yon, syempre, upload na, nabayaran ka na. Pero nung time na yon, magkano lang ang bayad nun sa'yo, di ba? Hindi mo naabot yan ng 6 digits or even hindi nga siya 5 digits eh. So, pero, alam mo na, pangbayad ng renta sa apartment. But anyway, after that, okay, bayad na. Eh, biglang itong personality, ang daming naging issue. Diba, nasangkot sa ganito. Kumbaga, at first, you thought, align kayo ng values, tapos biglang may ganito pala siyang corruption related or let's say, ano ba yan? So, may ganon. Because ganito yan eh. When you are offered by a personality or let's say a public figure for a work, at first you thought aligned kayo. 'Di ba? But along the way, pag elected na siya, parang, akala ko ba align tayo dito.
Biglang nagbago.
Biglang nag-flip, 'di ba, yung card. So what will happen? You have to act and you have to say something na akala ko ba aligned. But biglang ganyan. So doon ka na mag-disconnect.
Kakalas.
Doon ka nakakalas.
Is this why you got involved in I know you got involved with Probe, diba? And actually, we had time to go to a few conferences, including in Thailand, because after 2016, there was, of course, malaking conversation about fake news, disinformation.
Yes.
But by the time I met you, you were, in fact, and a lot of people don't know this, you were working with Probe Productions, particularly on how you could help. Was this part of, your own remorse? Was that part of your processing of why you actually reached out? If I got that, you were the one who reached out.
Yes,
to Probe.
yes. So the story naman, why I am working with Probe Production. So if you remember the Probe team, 'di ba, of Cheche Lazaro, yun. It's really a legacy media outfit. So the reason why I work with Probe naman is because during the pandemic, I used to attack the former president online, especially on Twitter. So, of course, yung mga trolls nun, inaatake din ako, ginagawan ako ng issue, kinoconnect din ako dun sa politician na si 'di ba, Remulla, ganyan, na hindi naman totoo. Na ako daw yung ghostwriter ni John Vic Remulla, but that's not true. Di pa kami nakikita in person eh. Di ba?
And he also went on record, di ba? He also went on record.
Tsaka in fairness naman kay John Vic, dinefend naman niya ako na hindi po totoo yan. So, thank you, John Vic.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the power of trolling. That's the power of fake news. You see,
Creative milagro.
'di ba? It destroys lives in general. But the reason why I work with Probe, of course, number one, remorse. Number one, I want to be accountable sa mga actions ko din. And number three, the reason why I work with Probe also is because, sabi ko, hindi naman pwedeng puro comedy lang yung content natin.
Yes.
It shouldn't be automotive always. Kailangan may balik din sa society. So when Jen approached me,
Jen Aquino
of Probe, the managing director, she asked me, sabi nga, is this your first time attending an interview for a presidential candidate? Sabi ko, yes, it's my first time. And then she asked me, sino bang bet mo if ever? And then sinabi ko kung sinong candidate. And then after the conversation, bago ako umuwi, I approached her. Sabi ko, if you need my help, let me know. We can work on something. Especially on debunking fake news. Kasi I was victim of fake news. 'Di ba? Ginawan ako ng mga issue before, ganyan. So sabi ko, let's act. And then yun na. So nagkaroon ng mga series of videos where we debunk some, disinformation about the Coco Levy Fund or let's say West Philippine Sea, West Philippine Sea issues, mga ganyan. And then eventually, nag-ano siya, work also with other content creators. Because hindi pwedeng ako lang eh. Kasi iba yung tone ko, iba yung voice ko, iba rin yung audience ko. So, sabi ko kay Jen, at some point, you have to tap these kinds of content creators. Kasi iba-iba rin sila ng audience eh. Hindi siya one size fits all. Pero overall, we're working with Probe for more than 3 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been good. Sobrang saya katrabaho nila. And you know, it's a two-way kind of work because hindi naman siya yung ibibigay lang sa akin yung script na, Makoy, eto yung script, action. No. Very collaborative. Like, this is the script, let me know what you think. Pag may gusto kang baguhin, go. Edit the file.
By this time, there must be some comfort level na sikat ako at may influence ako. I know a lot of people don't use the word influencer anymore. Diba?
Kasi
Everybody,
parang big word siya.
parang it became a bad word. No?
Parang big word yung influencer.
But by this time, when you say that to people, let me know if I can help. All humility aside, there must be an acknowledgement on your side na sikat ako eh.
Uy, grabe
naman. First time I interviewed Makoy for Signal sa One News on my show, I told him, you do realize na bumaliktad na yung mundo. Because before, news personalities on traditional media would walk out of the studio and sila yung dudumugin sa labas. But then Makoy went into TV5, dinumog siya sa loob sa loob ng studio. ng network. So bumaliktad na yung mundo. But you also realized that you're famous and you're powerful.
Yes, we acknowledge that. But ako naman, I live my life daily na I'm not thinking or instilling in my head na marami akong followers. Kasi I still want to go to the grocery normally, mag-drive ako ng normal, na hindi ako dinudumog or what. Kasi yun ang mahirap eh. When you have lots of followers or let's say influence to the point na whatever you say on social media talagang paniniwalaan ka ng tao, 'di ba? Mahirap 'yan eh, lalaki ulo mo, magiging mayabang ka, mawawala. Kumbaga yung humility mo mawawala. But yeah, I do acknowledge that influencers or content creators are parang sila na yung source of news. But what I've learned also along the years is that walang tatalo pa din sa professionalism and at the same time sa fact na sinasabi ng journalist.
Yes.
Madi-differentiate mo siya eh. Like for example, in the automotive scene, I'm doing car reviews now. Pag may brand na nag-approach, make a video about this car, and then merong pool of content creators, and then there's pool of journalists also. 'Di ba? But also, ito yung times kasi na evolving na rin ng brands and evolving na rin ng consumption ng tao when it comes to news and information. Wherein, meron silang option to watch content creators and they also have the freedom to consume content from journalists. Diba?
May funny question lang ako. For icebreaker lang. Did you ever parang nung nag-grocery, going back sa gusto mo mag-grocery, normal, ganyan. Did you ever nag-disguise ka ba? Para lang, gusto mo lang kasi parang alone time na walang magpa-picture, ganon. Or never mo naman ginawa. Wala ka pa dun sa point na yun.
Wala naman. Hindi naman ako level ni Vice Ganda. Hindi naman ako ganon, guys, no? Hindi naman natin ka-level yon. At saka ako, hindi. Pag nagmo-mall, minsan nakamask lang. Depende sa mall, ganyan.
Pero natitigil ka.
Ha?
Natitigil ka ng mga tao.
Namumukaan pa rin.
Namumukaan pa din naman kahit nakamas. Especially yung long hair ako ngayon, so madali nilang ma-recognize.
Uy, si Auntie Julie!
Oo,
Sabi nga.
kasi pandemic hair to eh. So, yun. Pero, again, what I'm saying is, I still want to act like a private citizen. Ayoko ng, uy, si Makoy. Pero, syempre, minsan may magpapapicture. syempre magpapapicture ka, di ba? O sige, photo tayo, ganyan. Pero I don't want to be yun nga din sabi ko sa parents ko, ayoko ng sikat. Gusto ko yung sakto lang.
Pero di ba ang nagsasabi lang niyan yung sikat?
Hindi, ayoko talaga.
Di ba?
As in. Kasi
Kasi kung ako sabihin ko, ayoko ng sikat, para akong gago.
then may iba
Diba?
kasi sasabihin, I wanna be a superstar.
Ah.
A top tier
Okay.
celebrity.
I get it.
May ganun eh.
Sige.
Diba?
Okay. Saan galing si Auntie Julie?
Auntie Julie, funny story. When I was still working in Ayala Land as property consultant, syempre nag-aabot ako ng flyer sa Greenbelt, Glorieta. Naging ahente po ako ng condo after ko mag-work sa Manila Bulletin.
Ikaw yung hindi pinapansin ng mga tao pa
Yes.
Ikaw
Ikaw yung sinungitan ng lahat na to na parang hindi man lang tumitingin sa'yo.
Yes,
Oo.
totoo po yan. So, after kong mag-work sa publishing, nag-work ako sa Ayala as property consultant. My focus was Alveo. So, property consultant. My task is, of course, to sell condos, lots, ganyan. And influence yan ng tatay ko kasi ang tatay ko real estate eh. Wala akong mahanap na trabaho after ko mag-resign sa Manila Bulletin. 4 months na akong walang work. Nabuburyo na ako sa house. Sabi ko pa, ano bang gagawin natin? Wala 'di ba? Batugan, 'di ba? Tulog, kain. Anyway, he referred me to his friend who's working in Alveo. So there, I was, distributing flyers, ganyan. Ako yung baka nakakaano niya na ako. Ako yun. Oo. Sa Glorieta, Greenbelt, Nuvali.
Sa tabi ng escalator.
Tabi ng escalator, hahabulin ko yung kliyente. Pag nakita ko yung babae, naka-Chanel, sa kasi turo yun eh. Pag ang lalaki naka-Rolex or let's say Omega Tudor, abutan mo ng gano'n. So tinuturo siya. Profiling ang tawag doon.
Okay.
Yeah. Kasi mafe-feel mo kung kaya niyang bumili ng lote sa Nuvali eh.
Okay.
So anyway, funny story, nung nagkaroon ako ng kliyente, of course, I won't say the real name. Inabutan ko ng flyer sa Greenbelt. Kasi yung booth namin noon, tabi ng BDO ATM. Do you remember, do you know Omega?
Yes.
Beabi. May booth ang Alveo noon before. So inabutan ko, hi ma'am, Ayala Land, keme. Ka-pearls. Naka-white na Uniqlo top, and then naka-black pants, long champ na itim, pearls, and pearl necklace, and then nude lipstick. And then the hair was like, hanggang dito lang na hair. Short hair. And then she's working in a bank. Then lunchtime yon, kaya siya nasa labas. So ko, hi ma'am, ma'am, if you wanna see po the showroom, meron po kaming showroom sa Lifescape, sa Greenbelt 5. Oh, really? Ano siya? Oh, actually, I'm looking for a lot kasi for my son eh. Yung ganyan. Ko, ma'am, sige po, punta po tayo ng showroom. And then pinakita ko yung showroom, ganyan. And then she's interested in a lot in Nuvali. And then sabi niya, can we schedule a tripping? I'll bring my son. And then apparently, ang name ng son niya, Roberto. Kaya nagkaroon ng Roberto na character kay Auntie Julie.
Okay.
But the real name of the girl, it's not Julie, di ba?
Okay.
Anyway, fast forward, syempre sa sales, you build relationships. You build camaraderie and also you build your character, di ba? So, eventually, nung naging close kami ng kliyente ko na yon, ni-refer niya na ako sa iba niyang amigas. And then, I've learned that she graduated in Poveda.
Okay.
And then, Atenista din pala siya. So, yun na, nag-trickle down. So, may na-refer siya sa aking 2 kliyente.
So, yun si Auntie Julie.
So, yun si Auntie Julie. Kasi, maaano mo sila eh. Siyempre, sabi nga, Makoy, join us. Baka gusto mong mag-wine, ganyan, papakilala kita sa classmates ko. They're from Poveda din.
Okay.
And yun na, syempre, mannerisms, the way they talk,
The pearls.
the pearls. Pearls talaga eh.
The pearls you... where did you get the pearls?
SM.
Hindi kay Auntie Julie.
Sa SM ko nabili yung pearl.
Okay.
So yun, and then naging iconic yung client na yun sa akin kasi she's very kind to me. And then nung na-close namin yung
Kasi she knows. She knows na siya ang peg.
she knows.
Okay.
She knows that. Na-realize niya lang actually nung post-pandemic na.
May confrontation na nangyari.
Tapos nung tinurn over na yung lote niya, tinurn over na kasi yung lote niya eh. Pero wala pang bahay, hindi pa daw niya napapagawan. Kasi siguro hindi pa priority. Pero yung lote na binili niya, actually gift ngayon sa anak niya.
Kay Roberto.
Kay Roberto. For
Hindi kay Cassandra. Iba si Cassandra.
Well, actually, isa lang ang anak niya.
Okay.
Si Roberto lang yung anak
Roberto.
niya. So anyway, yung Cassandra, wala lang yung out of nowhere. So yun, kaya nangyari si Auntie Julie. Kasi, yun nga, influence ng kliyente ko na yun. Kasi ganun siya magsalita eh. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh. You know yung mga titas sa Rockwell? When you go to Rockwell, di mga naka-keys ng sila yun.
Galing yoga. O iba
Hindi, na to 50s na to eh.
Okay.
So,
Modern.
Pilates nga daw, hindi na daw niya kaya eh. So, na lang daw siya? Block rosary. Yung Mama Mary nililipat sa mga bahay. Yun na yung nila.
Yung bahay niya, naka-volunteer doon. Why do you think pumatok yun?
Feeling ko kaya pumatok yung Auntie Julie. Number one, kasi pandemic. Hindi tayo makalabas ng house. So, we miss interaction face-to-face.
Yeah.
And I think, I hate to say this, but hindi ko akalain magbabago yung life ko nung pandemic. Kasi, nasa ahensya ako noon eh. I'm handling social media team. So, parang, hindi ko goal na maging ganyan, di ba? Parang doon na lang talaga siya nangyari. But feeling ko kaya siya pumatok ng pandemic is because we miss interactions face-to-face, but also halos lahat sa atin online. We're all online during the pandemic.
Yes.
And at the same time, representation maybe, that's the number 3.
Okay.
Parang wala pa sigurong gumagawa ng character based from a Povedan girl na... That's why when I attended one of the reunions of some Povedans 3 years ago, may nagsabi sa akin, nag-approach siya. Sabi niya, you know what, McCoy, we never expected na someone can represent Povedans in that kind of way. Kasi ang sa Povedans, maarte, 'di ba? Parang yan eh, pag Polinian ganito, pag taga San Beda ganyan, 'di ba? Iba eh, pag taga Lasal ganyan. So parang hindi lang daw nila na-imagine. Pero ang niya, sinashare daw nila sa group chat. So yun, natutuwa naman daw sila.
But they loved it. I mean, no violent reactions from Poveda.
No naman. At first, akala ko magagalit yung Teresians, I mean the ones who run Poveda. Parang, di ba sa St. Paul? Sisters of St. Paul. SSPS, di ba? Or, pagmari sa Assumption, di ba? Yung mga, So, okay naman daw sa kanila. Kasi tinanong ko, na-mock ko ba kayo? Na misrepresent ba? No. We love it. Yeah. Sige. But eventually, of course, there are times na wala ka nang maisip na gawan, na content about Auntie Julie. That's why I stopped doing Auntie Julie. Kasi sabi ko, wala na akong maisip eh. Okay. Tsaka parang sabi ko, na-saturate na rin. So, okay naman na nangyari na yon. And we have to move on.
Innovate nga.
Ay,
wow. Kanina.
Tayo naman ang innovate, di ba? Big word yung innovate.
Pero parang may question ako tungkol doon. Since parang na-feel mo dapat move on na tayo kay Auntie Jude.
Yeah.
So, kanina ko pa gusto siya tanungin kung paano mo na-handle yung creative burnout sa content creation. Since kailangan mo mag-innovate, mag-move on to another content pag feeling mo na naabot mo na, sumakses na yung content step by the step.
Step by the step pala. We have to acknowledge na ang burnout, it's not just creative burnout. There's also relationship burnout, be it romantic, be it with your parents, 'di ba? Or ano. Or even at work, 'di ba? There's work burnout. Sa case ko, since we're creating content online, oo naman. Meron talagang burnout na may time na ayaw mo na mag-upload, parang wala kang maisip, or sometimes meron kang idea na nasulat sa notebook, but hindi mo siya you can't materialize the idea because you have no motivation. It happens to me. And parang every quarter yata nangyayari sa akin 'yon. So, the way to handle creative burnout is, of course, number one, you have to acknowledge that it's happening to you. Hindi kasi siya pwede na, hindi ano lang to, face lang to. Baka ano lang, tinatamad lang ako today. Or baka wala lang akong gana. No, you have to acknowledge that it's happening to you. That it's manifesting also. Manifesting in a way na you have your notebook or you have your Google Docs sa laptop. And then you want to write something. And then parang hindi to mag-work. Pero sige nga, try lang natin. And then, wala na ulit, 'di ba? There's no follow-up after that. So, that's one of the signs of creative burnout. But me, it happened to me lots of times. And I'm sure sa inyo rin, kung ano mang mga industries ninyo, para ma-address mo siya ng maayos. Syempre, number one, acknowledgement. Number two, you have to pause talaga. Talagang kailangan may point na mag-pause ka muna, pahinga ka 1 month. Pero ako, sinasabi ko yung pahinga, hindi yung literal na pahinga na hindi ka nakikilos. Parang ano lang, chill ka lang muna dyan.
Yeah.
And of course, isa sa mga nakakapagpatulong talaga sa akin is yung yung travel. Like for example, kung ta-travel ka sa Philippines, kahit dito lang sa Pilipinas, take ka ng break, like 3 days, punta ka sa Iloilo or kung saan mang malapit na lugar. Ano lang, with yourself, contemplate, and then kung wala kang maisip ulit, anong gagawin mo after, okay lang. Kasi eventually, darating naman eh.
Yeah, but to appreciate yung, I think, I appreciate yung pause, and I think we all understand that. But just to really appreciate it, give me an idea about of what your regular life, or at the height of your content creation, what was the routine? I mean, were you producing, how many videos a day? Ano yung pinakang toxic, pinakang hectic na inabot ng...
Usually, ang hectic and toxic talaga, no? Yung talaga yung term. Usually, hectic talaga for content creation per months. Kasi that's where the brands spend, yung budget nila, ubusan na ng budget. So, minsan, pinaka-hectic talaga per months. Kumbaga, medyo matumal Q1, January to March. Kasi syempre, patapos na yung fiscal years for some companies. But me, to be honest with you, mag-upload lang ako kung kailan ko gusto.
Okay.
Hindi ako yung type na pag nag-upload si ganitong content creator, tatapatan ko. No. Hindi ako ganun eh. Even naman nung nag-uumpisa ako, ganun ako. Pag gusto ko lang, meron kasing quiet quitter na content creator, meron ding hustler. Diba? Parang go, push, upload. Me, I upload whenever I want. So let's say, kahit once a week, okay na ako.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minsan nga, wala akong upload ng 2 weeks. Puro memes lang sinishare ko. Mga content lang ni Mami Oni. Charing lang.
Teka muna, kumagat ka muna. By the way, we are in commune here in Polaris Street sa Poblacion in Makati. Thank you to Ross Juan for accommodating us here. Ang ganda naman, di ba?
Oo naman.
I mean, naalala ko because they gave us advance menu and they asked us, what would you be interested in trying? I think we got the same thing, no? What is this?
Okay, so guys, gals, this is the banana Q latte.
Oh.
So when I received the menu, sabi ko, "Oy, banana latte." Ngayon lang ako nakarinig niyan. So sige, orderin Orderin natin.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Commune, and to all those who are here
Ah.
for making time. Maraming salamat.
But please have a bite. And actually, I always said this is brunch menu produced by Puma Podcast. What's brunch for you? What time is brunch?
Brunch is 10:30. Brunch 10:30 to 11:30. Yan ang brunch. For me kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng definition ng brunch eh.
Thank you for you, Adea.
I think 11 a.m.
Parang
brunch.
Parang
After gym.
okay.
Brunch.
After gym. After gym.
Ako, baka gaya na lang
May-
pala yan.
May training pala dito. Hindi, but ako, I'm the same. For me, 11 is already early lunch.
Early lunch na yon.
Si Gretchen, I asked Gretchen. Si Gretchen is whenever you take it between brunch, parang walang particular
Walang particular.
time.
Ako, I'm curious to ask some of our friends here. Brunch or no brunch? Are you a breakfast person?
Breakfast at night.
Breakfast at night.
Dinner.
Breakfast for dinner.
Menu but not eating the breakfast.
Gets.
All day breakfast.
May ganyan.
Oo.
How about you, dear? Brunch din. Ikaw?
Breakfast.
Kasi may ganun eh. Parang they can't function without breakfast. Parang ako, I can't function without coffee.
Ako rin.
Aha.
Ganun din ako.
Totoo yan. Di ba, Robbie, Adea, pag walang coffee, parang you're, irritable, you can't function.
Ako, I start with, it's just black coffee, and then that can take me all the way to 1 p.m. So I skip breakfast.
Breakfast.
Oo. But this is at street, and masarap yung banana cue.
Yeah, good siya. Try nyo rin. Same basis,
Okay.
next time, pag
But okay, I think it was 2 years ago nung in-interview kita.
na yun.
Ang tagal, Bilis ng oras. And I remember asking you, what do people not know about you?
Yes.
And you said, hindi alam ng mga tao, mahilig ako sa kotse.
Yeah.
And here we are now,
Mm.
McCoy Avirilla, to the point that I have to ask you, McCoy Dubs pa rin ba brand mo or McCoy Avirilla na? But the point is, you are now, in fact, doing content on cars. You're legitimately a content creator. People follow you about, this is a real thing.
Mm.
Diba? It's not just a new client for you. Cars is a legitimately real thing for you.
Yeah. Kasi I like cars talaga ever since I was a kid. Becky lang ako, pero mahilig ako sa auto, di ba? No, I believe that I believe that love for automobiles naman has no gender, di ba?
That's
As with any type of interest, di ba? Or even dolls, may mga lalaki nga mahilig sa dolls eh.
Objects, mahilig sa doon.
Di ba? May ganun kasi. But anyway, I was born, simple lang family namin. So, wala kaming silver spoon, to be honest. And nagkaroon lang ako ng sasakyan because of what I am doing online. Content creation. Sa totoo, mahilig ako sa cars, maliit pa lang. But when we had the capability to have an automobile, di syempre, share mo na rin sa social media. At first, nahihirapan akong i-share kasi syempre, ang alam ng tao, skits, Auntie Julie, Lisa B. But hindi nila alam na mahilig ako sa car. So, there's this one time when a brand lend out a car.
Yeah.
And sabi nga, pahiramin ka namin ng car, feel free to drive it, but if you want to make content out of it, that's fine also with us.
Okay.
So, shinare ko sa social media. And then, may mga comments ako or DMs na, mahilig ka ba talaga sa auto? Kasi, sometimes when you explain the car, parang alam mo na siya, or parang may idea ka na about it.
Yeah.
So, sabi ko, opo, mahilig ako sa car. Hindi ko lang talaga sinishare masyado. But, parang 2 years ago, doon ako nag-full blast.
Merong mahilig sa kotse, as in gusto ko ng kotse. Meron yung mahilig sa kotse, and I know my way in and around it. As in, I'm looking under the hood, I'm under the car. Nandun ka sa level na pwede kang tumambay kasama ng mga mekaniko.
Car
Sa mga,
meet? Yes. So, I like cars, I love cars, and hindi naman sa yabang, pero I also know the engine code, how the transmission works, yung mga suspension bits, alam ko rin siya. O, 'di ba? Drive shaft, alam mo 'yon?
Throttle.
Ignition coil, or yung mga
Ah.
intercooler.
Wow.
Masyado ng technical, but 'yon.
Pero nagbubuting-ting ka talaga nung bata ka.
Nung maliit ako, wala kaming auto nung maliit ako. Nagka-auto lang kami actually, grade 4 na ako eh. Pero pag coding ang tatay ko, ini-start ko 'yon.
Wow.
Okay.
Patago.
Patago. Tapos binubrum-brum ko lang 'yon. Grade 4 ako noon
Broom.
Tapos one time curious ako. Sabi ko, bakit paano kaya pagka pinindot ko yung pito doon sa gulong? So pinindot ko siya, may air na lumalabas. Gumaganon siya. 2 gulong. So pagdating ng tatay ko, bakit stuck yan? Sabi ko, ay ano po, pinindot ko kasi. Ayun, pinagalitan ako.
Yes.
Ano nga ginawa sa akin? Pinaluhod ako sa munggo.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the punishment of millennials, diba? It's either palo ka sa sinturon or walis tambo. Pero extreme yung luhod sa munggo eh.
chinelas.
Chinelas, hanger. So the cars, I guess, this is the part of my journey as content creator na I also want to share with you that I love cars, but the comedy or let's say the skits, it will still be there. Hindi naman yun mawawala.
What are most Filipinos doing wrong with their cars?
Filipinos?
Most average. Ako, I'm not, I don't know my way around cars. Alam ko lang pagka tumigil, kukuha ko ng bato, pupukpukin ko yung baterya. Contact point lang yan. Contact point. That's as far as I go.
Most
Sure.
wrong way?
I mean, what's a typically,
Common no?
common mistake
Yes,
ng mga
yes.
Pilipino?
Common mistake of car ownership, siguro yung paano ba? Yung lagi mong sasabihin or tatanungin, kaya ba yan umakyat ng Baguio? Oo naman, kaya mo Di ba yung pagkabibili ng auto, tatanungin mo yung agent,
Yeah.
I like the car, pero kaya niya bang umakyat ng Baguio? Kaya nga ng tricycle eh. 4 wheels pa kaya, di ba? So, yeah, that's the common questions that we hear. Di ba? Parang sa property yan eh. Okay naman yung condo, okay naman yung lote, pero binabaha ba? Ma'am, pagka ondoy level, babahain po talaga. Pero, di ba? Anyway, going back to the topic of the common mistake, siguro, basta wag lang kayo magbababad sa left lane. Lalo na pagka below 100 yung takbo nyo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yung nakatigil ako sa stoplight,
Ah.
I leave it in drive. Nakatapak lang ako sa baterya. Sa brakes.
As brakes.
Sa brakes, di ba? Nakatigil ako.
Yes.
I've heard car lovers tell me, mali yan, pare, sisira yung brakes mo, yung engine mo, ganyan. Is that true?
2 ways. If the stoplight is more than 1 minute, leave it to neutral. And then put your brake. Pero kung less than a minute, okay lang na nasa drive siya. The thing, kaya sinasabi ng car guys na masama siya sa brakes is because may strain May strain siya sa brakes. Kasi nga, ang tagal mo hindi ka naman umaandar. So, put it to neutral and then at least disengage yung technical disengage yung transmission sa engine. So, there's no strain pag naka-neutral ka, then brake. So, only do that pag more than a minute yung stoplight.
Si Adea kanina had a question about,
Sobrang,
about the sequence.
ang babaw lang ng question ko. I think makaka-relate din yung iba kasi iba-iba yung nakikita ko sa mga friends ko. Well, most of my friends are here na nagda-drive. So, what do you do first? Park, tapos handbrake, or handbrake, park?
Park, shift to park. If it's automatic, handbrake.
Okay. Kasi hindi ako nag-drive. So parang ako, ano ba talaga tama? Pag nakikita ko yung mga tao, kung handbrake muna,
Oo.
tas park, or park muna, tas handbrake.
Park muna, handbrake, baba mo yung ano,
Lipstick.
turn off the engine, ganon.
Okay.
No, that's what I do bababa ko yung,
Paano kung pinara ka ng pulis?
pag pinara ako ng
Tell
pulis,
me, parang violation ka raw ginawa. Paano mo siya kakausapin?
your windows should be not full down. Not full down the windows. Half lang.
Okay.
Kunwari, hinuli ka ng MMDA, sir, ano po beating the red light Ay, talaga? Baba mo lang yung bintana, not full. You know why? Kasi your car is your property.
Yes.
You consider the car as your personal property. And that's an extension of your body. So, mamaya kung yung police medyo, bakit ka nag-beating the red? May Borax. Diba? Hindi ganun So, ano ka lang, half lang, yung dito lang.
Okay.
Tapos yung license mo, pag hinanap yung license mo, ako ang ginagawa ko pag hinanap yung license ko, lalo na kung walang tint, ginaganon ko lang sa window. Sir, ito po yung license.
Hindi nila pwede hawakan.
Technically, parang hindi ka naman nila sasabihan na hindi ka naman nila sasabihin na, 'di ba usually yung sinasabi naman ng enforcer, patingin. Hindi naman nila sinasabi agad na ibigay mo sa akin.
Okay.
Kasi pag sinabi nila na ibigay mo sa akin yung lisensya mo, you're surrendering it Na parang talagang may violation ka.
Okay.
So sasabihin lang nila patingin. So ganun mo lang.
Hindi ka namumukaan. Hindi ka namumukaan.
Namumukaan po. So may time na nag-overspeeding ako. I think twice yata sa isang expressway. Tapos na-recognize ako. Syempre wala ka namang takas doon, 'di ba? Kahit na alam nila kung sino ako.
Hindi, but that's to your advantage, I would think.
Pwede mo namang gamitin yung card na yun
Ah.
Pero hindi mo gagamitin yon kasi chichismisan ka. Baka ma-reddit ako. Baka mapunta ako sa Archika PH. So, nga lang, sir, Sir McCoy. Sir, po
I didn't know that na dapat half lang yun dito.
That's the practice dapat.
Good
Half
to
lang.
know. Pag nagka-car na.
Basta eye level, kita yung mukha mo, wag yung full. Wag yung full.
So if you are a car, di ba, you review a lot of cars. I mean, and you've heard that said, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
it is a reflection of your personality. You've done utes, you've done pickups, you've done sedans,
Sedans,
wagons.
yes.
Ano ka?
Honda Civic. If magiging car ako, I wanna be a Honda Civic.
Because?
Honda Civic is my first car. When nung nagkaroon ako ng work, I mean nung nakabili ako ng sarili kong auto from my own money. And Honda Civic kasi ang sarap niya i-drive, matulin siya, tapos
Manual yon when you start.
automatic.
Automatic na.
So yeah, I would be a Honda Civic kasi it's reliable, madali siyang i-maintain. Tapos parang ang ganda-ganda ko pag bumababa ako. 'Di ba ganun yeah.
Pag maghahanap ka ng partner, anong klaseng kotse na partner? Yun.
Partner?
Kung ikaw si Honda Civic, yung partner, anong car siya?
Siguro gusto ko sana Alphard.
Okay.
Yun lang.
I want a family-oriented man. Bring the kids sa school.
Pero kung Alphard ka, you're looking at it as the passenger. You're not looking at it as the driver, di ba? Para I've seen car reviews na gano'n.
Pwede
Parang,
naman yan
di ba? Di ba?
Don't include that. This is a democratic country.
Oh, yes.
Human rights.
Safe space, safe space.
Safe space. Pwede naman sakyan 7-seater, di ba?
Yeah.
Di lang pang pamilya, pang sports pa.
Ganda.
Oo. No, I mean, siguro kung partner Alphard. Kasi masarap talaga siyang sakyan, tsaka Ano talaga? Tsaka maluwag kasi siya, ba't ako na-offend? Na maluwag kasi yung loob, parang executive, pag nasa Alphard ka.
Mm.
Diba?
Did your community find that surprising?
Na,
Or meron bang violent reactions from your community? Ba't ka nagkukotse?
so far, wala naman.
Mm.
Wala naman akong naririnig na parang pretentious. No. No naman, kasi
No, not that. We just coming from whatever your brand was. Tamakoy
okay.
Dubs, with Aunt Julie, with
Oo,
comedy,
ano.
and so on. And then,
Get
gaya nga ng sabi mo, all of a sudden, people don't look at you that way. Rightly or wrongly, they think this is, so masculine and so, especially in this
Correct.
society, di ba? Parang,
Oo, yeah.
as you were saying,
Yeah, that's
nagulat ba sila and what did they find it even off-putting?
That's true because apparently, because automotive industry in general is a male-dominated industry.
Hmm.
Even the executives, 'di ba, are male-dominated. So I guess based from my experience, may mga nagsasabi na mahilig ka ba talaga sa auto? Kasi baka
Talking points lang yan.
oo,
Hmm.
baka tinatry mo lang para makaka-capture ka ng ibang market. Pero I always believe kasi na the audience naman will feel it kung authentic ka dun sa ginagawa mong content.
Hmm.
May mga ganong comment na bakla ka pero mahilig ka sa auto. Why not? It drives me crazy. Pero like for example, sa LGBTQ, no? May mga trailblazers na rin naman na tayo na na nandyan. Example, si Angie. Angie King. 'Di ba? So yung mga ganon, representation kasi is very important. And you know what? Even sa girls pag nagpupunta ako ng car meet, may mga girls mahilig din. No, I mean, matagal ng fact ito. May mga babae mahilig talaga sa auto.
Yeah.
At mas magagaling pa mag-drive kaysa sa lalaki. And it's a fact. So, nakakatuwa lang na may representation din talaga. Mm-mm. So, dapat may dinosaur na mahilig sa car. That's joke lang. Kaya ibig ko lang sabihin, Rob, and Adea is, in every industry or space, representation is very important. Kasi, ang audience mo naman, magkakaiba din eh. 'Di ba? So, yun, like for example, may isa rin nagdi-DM sa akin sa IG na talagang gay siya. Actually, mahilig din siya sa cars and motorcycles. Pero hindi alam hindi nga lang masyadong sinishare din. Kasi nga, kumbaga, may stigma kasi na pag Becky, hindi man mahilig sa auto, baka mahilig sa makeup. May mga ganyang stigma na kailangan ma-break din naman. Ako nga, Becky ako, pero hindi ako mahilig sa beauty. 'Di ba? Kasi I believe that I'm already beautiful. Charos lang, hindi po ako beautiful. So yun, yeah, representation is very
But do you feel that's part of your, is that something that you consciously now carry for yourself or do for yourself, or for that matter, do for others? I mean,
yung sa
that I am in fact representing. Is that part of your conscious persona or even mission now?
Yes. Because I want din naman for our community na malaman nila na even gays can love cars, 'di ba? We can drive also. Kasi may mga meme akong nakikita pag bakla daw hindi alam kung ano yung Toyota Corolla. Ano yung Toyota? 'Di ba? Hindi man gano'n. I mean, meme naman kasi 'yun eh. Pero yeah, like for example, may mga lesbians also na who's into motorcycles. 'Di ba? Meron namang mga na mahilig sa yate, pero ibang level naman yung yate, no? Pang ano 'yon eh. May
Darating ka rin doon.
Anak
hindi,
niya, hindi na
kotse
yun.
lang. Diba? So, yung may mga ganon.
Okay. Yun ay luho mo. May iba ka pang luho.
Wala naman. Actually,
Travel.
luho bang travel? For you, is it
It
luho?
can be.
It can be.
Yeah, it can be
Talaga.
part of your balance. I understand.
Sa
that.
bagay
But it
kasi-
can be.
When you travel, shopping no?
Shopping.
For me, travel, luho but with a purpose.
Punta akong Japan para mag-car meet.
O, ganon. Punta ka ng Japan kasi gusto mo ng Michelin star na izakaya. Mga ganon. Diba? But, ako kasi, ang luho ko lang naman ngayon, Siguro yung project car, may binubuo akong project car. It's a 1993 Honda Prelude. So the reason naman kaya ako nagbuo ng project car is because I want to own a piece of nostalgia. And at the same time, gusto ko, dream car good ko din talaga yung Prelude. So, yeah, 1993, I was born in 1993. So, 32 years old na yung car. Binubuo namin siya ngayon. So, sana matapos this month, no? Pakikita niyo naman po sa mga
So, mabilis
nakapalo
lang.
namin.
I mean, this month. I mean, I was going to ask how long will that take? And how hard is it in the Philippines?
Sinistart namin siyang i-build mga December last year. But now, the parts came in. So, I hope mag-finish siya before April 30.
Okay.
Mahirap kasi wala namang Prelude na nilabas sa Philippines. So, all the parts came from US and Japan. So, madugo. Madugo siya. Pero, it will be worth it, I believe.
And you're putting this together with a team, with friends, and
With the team, may mechanic akong naging kaibigan din. And, very, very supportive din ng car community na ano yung mga parts na dito ka pupuhan ng parts, mga ganun. So, kasi it's a very niche, very niche kasi ang kotse. So, ano siya, para siyang bubble na, ay, may ganito pala, ay, may ganyan pala. So, ganun. Very supportive naman. Yeah, makikita niyo naman po siya sa IG, sa mga
Yes.
nakapollow. Ayan.
I think pwede tayong mag-ask sa mga guests natin if they have any questions
yeah, go ahead.
kay Mac.
What's your name? Ria.
Hi, Ria. High school friend, tama ba? Hmm.
How to be you po?
No.
Okay.
No, actually, si Ria, maganda yung question niya na paano ko iniwan yung ad industry or regular 9 to 5. But in reality, in advertising, there's no 9 to 5. It's always 9 to 11 p.m. Biro lang po.
Although hindi.
Pero
Hindi totoo yun. Diyos ko
Oh.
po, 8 years ako sa ad agency. Hindi totoo yun yan, 9 to 5. But yeah, I get your point there, Ria. Okay. So, when the pandemic happened, I got an offer to become a noontime show host sa TV5 for Lunch Out Loud. So, I asked my boss if I can be a freelancer in BBDO. Because BBDO Guerrero was my last agency. Pumayag siya. So, I think 50% cut on my pay. Okay lang, di ba? Pero at least freelancer ako. Pwede na akong rumakit sa iba. But the caveat there is anxiety. Kasi what if hindi ako magtagal sa TV5, di ba? And showbiz industry is different also. It's a different ball game. So, after the contract with TV5, that's when I also left the ad agency. So, sabi ko, leap of faith na lang po kasi may 3 months akong savings na pwedeng mag-survive ako. And then, at the same time, kailangan ko rin mag-upload ng maraming videos. So, almost everyday yata ako nag-shoot. Tapos I will just schedule it para hindi siya everyday lalabas. And then, doon naman makikita ng brands yon. Pero I think yung turning point kaya ako iniwan yung ad agency, maybe because napagod na ako doon sa process. Yung process ng i-brief ka ni client.
Haba ng process.
Diba? Ang haba ng process. Tapos, you will make a strat plan or a digital plan. You will look for influencers or content creators to materialize that strat, and then implementation. And then after implementation, report, and then billing. Singilan na ng kliyente. So, napagod ako sa process na yon kasi I've been doing that for nearly 8 years. And I told myself na, okay na ako, na-experience ko na eh. So maybe, time for me to move on and gawin ko ng full-time job, yung content creation.
In all of this, I don't even know what would refer to the first or but whatever you would consider as your first content. Diba? Na ito na. Maglalagay na ako sa YouTube or kung saan mang can you describe that moment? I mean, how does that feel? Na parang you post something, you produce something by yourself, for yourself, you finally post it. What was the feeling then? Kasi I imagine most of us have done that. And then finally you post something and you're like, that's it. Parang, di ba, nag-aantay ka, may manunood ba dito? I mean, what was that moment like for you?
Siguro yung mga series of videos ko ng university series na videos, yung kunwari, what if, yung parang paano mag-cheer yung mga taga-UP, yung UAAP videos. Kasi ang tagal ko ng obsession yun eh. Yung mag-upload ng paano mag-cheer yung mga taga-UST, mga gano'n. So,
Paano nga ba?
oo, di ba?
Gayam.
Ghoste.
Ghoste.
Oo. Tapos pag
Which I love, by the way. I have to
diba?
say, I love
Very
that. One.
catchy yung ghost na chant eh. So yun, maano mo naman siya, mag-gauge mo naman siya kung papatok siya o hindi. Pero ang natutunan ko sa trabaho na to, just upload and don't expect for it to become viral. Kasi, ano naman yan eh, algorithm din naman ang tutulong sa'yo.
But it goes back to yung question I had earlier. You never had that moment of insecurity and parang post ako, parang what am I doing? I just quit my job. What am I doing? This is what ito yung tatalunan ko.
Siguro yung aside from the UAAP videos, kasi Auntie Julie medyo pa-die down na siya yan eh, 2021. Siguro yung pagsakay lang sa trend about Squid Game, 'di ba? Yung parang meh, pero sige na, push na natin, baka naman may kumagat, ganon. 'Di ba yung assemble ka ng face shield? Yeah. Ganon akong video nun eh. Tapos babarilin kapag di mo na-assemble. after 1 minute. Sobrang corny nun, sa totoo lang. Pero, 'di ba? Pero siguro may mga nakarelate kasi lahat tayo at some point nag-assemble tayo ng face shield at hindi natin alam kung paano ipipil. And shucks! Ang labo, kasi pala may film pa.
Kasi yung paggupit nung mismo, nung shield.
Yes.
Any other questions? Yeah. Your dream road trip.
Kasama pa pala yung kung sino kasama.
Pati yung sino kasama.
Arte naman, ang arte ko doon, no? Porsche 911. Okay na ako sa GT. Yung ano ba, di ba GT3 RS, too much na yun eh. Carrera S, okay na ako. Color white. Siguro somewhere in Japan, Hakone. Or let's say, papuntang Kamakura. With my longtime partner. Kasi 7 years na kami. Yun.
Si Alford.
Ay, yeah. Hindi man Alfred yung name niya. Sorry.
Joke.
With my, with my
Yun lang ang
boyfriend.
tawag mo sa kanya.
Oo. Siyempre with my boyfriend, di ba? Kasi 2-seater lang yung Carrera, yung 911 eh. Hindi mo pwedeng nanay ko, no? Baka pag ginano ko, ay, anak, yung di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi mo pwede. So, yung partner ko,
But we know the brand, obviously. But tell us about the Porsche car. Why that?
okay.
Tell us about it.
Siguro kasi ang Porsche 911, everybody's dream yan eh. Do you agree, Joe? So, number 1, kasi sobrang, di pa ako nakadrive ng 911, pero based from what I'm reading sa articles, tapos syempre sa mga videos, siya yung ultimate car guy car. Because it's nimble, it's fast, kaya niyang tumalo ng mga Ferrari, ng mga Lamborghini. And the design is timeless also. Yung shape niya, 'di ba? Hindi siya naluluma. And I guess din siya, if you work hard or talagang kung nag-ipon ka ng marami, kaya mo siyang mabili, 'di ba? Kasi hindi naman siya aabot ng 50 million. Kasi 50 million, Ferrari na yon, 'di ba? Lamborghini na yon. So, yun, no. Pero okay na ako. What I have, I'm good. Kasi stick to reality tayo. Hindi naman tayo hindi naman tayo anak ng mayaman. Okay na tayo sa kung ano meron tayo.
Okay. Sagot na ni Auntie Julie.
Oo.
Pakilala mo naman kami kay Auntie Julie.
Nako, parang very private kasi si Ate Julie. Realize eh. Pero nagkaka-retire lang niya. That's what I've heard. Naka-retire lang yan sa bank.
Anybody else?
Questions? Pwede po yung mga mga
Spicy.
juicy. Wala pong problema dyan. Check. Pars 911, di ba? Good choice, di ba?
Ay.
Or M2. O Pars 911. Okay.
Eh, someone there?
Yes, Joel.
Supra, Mark 4, or Arbor.
Oh my God, coffee to
I know, it's not, I think most of us didn't understand that. Supra,
Mark 4,
Mark 4,
Arbor 4.
or a what?
R34. So,
Explain the question first.
okay, so Supra MK4 is Toyota. Yan yung luma, di ba? Yung 2JZ.
Ikaw ha?
Sinaalam
Yeah.
ko yung asawa lang.
Parang sinusubukan ka eh.
R34, RB26. Dito, letters tayo dito. No, that's Nissan GTR R34. So both are 90s cars. Very very sikat sa JDM scene. So
Sorry. What's the JDM?
JDM is Japan Domestic Market. So, yun yung spec na sinasabi kapag dun galing yung car mo. Kunwari, meron tayong tawag dyan, PHDM. So, Philippine Domestic Market. So, kunwari, yung Toyota Raze na spec na yon, yung variant na yon, PHDM spec yon. Kumbaga, ako, I will choose R34, yung GTR na R34, lalo na if it's Bayside Blue. Though parehas naman silang inline 6 na engine, I will choose the R34 kasi mas gusto ko yung lines niya eh. Tsaka iba yung dating. Tsaka yun yung ultimate JDM yun eh. Pero iba rin ng NSX ng Honda, 'di ba? Pero yeah, I'll choose the R34.
Okay.
Baka may questions kayo about
So given everything that you were in and lahat ng industries or different world views na nagawa ko na both content and corporate and real estate, was there ever a time na nashook talaga yung worldview mo na parang from all of these experiences, na-realize mo na parang may time ba na nagbago talaga yung reason mo about the world, people, society, whatever? Like, you're na may ganun mock time na awakening ka na lang.
I think the past elections, medyo devastated ako nung time na yun. Nagbago din talaga yung pananaw ko sa mga tao. Charing lang. Parang bakit? Anyway, syempre, this is a safe space naman, di ba?
Tayo lang to.
Ako lang to. No, nagbago yung worldview ko during the 2022 elections, and I think also with the current happenings in Ukraine, Russia, and of course the Israel-Palestine ganaps, no? Kasi parang doon mo masasabi na ang tao talaga, no, may pagka-innate evil. No, that's a fact. So, and especially nung 2022 elections, lugmok ako kasi yun eh, parang siguro kung collective naman yung natin dito, yung pinaniniwalaan natin, lugmok because lahat naman tayo nag-exert ng effort to change the minds of our fellow Filipinos, and also yung efforts din namin ni Robbie to fight disinformation, misinformation, and then eventually yan na naman, eto na naman tayo, it's 2025. So yeah, nagbago yung view ko na social media can really destroy the society. The power of digital or AI could destroy a democracy. And yun lang yung yun yung nakakalungkot, nakakatakot, and siguro what's the best word for that? Nakakalungkot, nakakatakot, but also nakakabahala. Because eto na eh, we can't digitalization, digital era is really inevitable.
Yes.
And eto na yung world natin. That's why we're doing our part in fighting fake news. But at the same time, people are also making ways to make fake news happen even more. So, 'di ba, lalo na ngayon 2025 elections, maraming trolls, 'di ba? So, yun yung nakakalungkot doon. So,
So,
nagbago yung view ko talaga.
But fighting fake news, fighting disinformation, you're already there. Politics na yan, di ba? Where does that worldview and that awakening place you in terms of your being a political person? And I mean, not necessarily as a candidate, although if you want to take it there. But ang tanong ko is, as a content creator, are you shy about it? I imagine there are things on both sides na, do I lean into the politics? Or do I restrain myself? Do I become more outspoken or less? Where does that place you now?
It's balance. It should always be balance, Robbie, and to our friends here. Kasi I cannot brand myself as a political content creator. Number one, why? Because I've been there. Napunta na ako dun eh. And there are repercussions. Repercussions in a way na you will get attacked by trolls every day. You will receive death threats every day. May nagpadala sa apartment namin noon. Taga NBI daw siya. Kasagsagan ng pandemic to ha. Kasi nag-tweet ako noon about kay former president. So, siguro natag ako na kilusan or what.
Lumabas ka ba sa Matrix ever? Nasa Matrix ka?
Yung
No, di Duterte.
yeah, nasa Matrix.
Nasa
ako.
Matrix ka?
I was part.
I think we should make...
I was on the list.
I think I should make that a rule. Every time we have a guest here, dapat lumabas sa Matrix. Kasi si Gretchen Ho was on the Matrix.
Kasi inaatak ako ng mga trolls noon So, nandun yung name ko.
Yeah.
So, kaya ako naka-receive ng letter din. And anyway, napunta na ako sa realm na yon. So, sabi ko, hindi pwede na, kumbaga, ayoko na mangyari kasi nakakabaliw siya. Nakasira siya ng mental health. Parang mamaya nagmamalengke lang ako dyan ng manok. Magkano puto? Bugs! Ayoko naman mangyari yon. Gusto ko pa mag-drive ng 911. But I think Robby and Adea, there should be a balance na. Kunwari, I'm supporting the senatorial candidate, pero subtle lang. Diba? Parang alam nilang yun yung sinusuportahan ko, pero hindi in your face. So may mga ganun, may mga involvements tayo sa mga campaigns na hindi nyo ako nakikita, pero involved ako doon. Yung mga ganun muna. Ano muna tayo. Pero sa 2028, hindi naman ako tatakbo. Parang ayoko siyang pasukin, Rocky.
Pero why not? Eto, serious question. If we are helpless in the deluge of showbiz personalities, people who've made their name on traditional media, diba? And no judgment. If they want to serve, I'll assume they want to serve. But we're also thinking na if that's the baseline for you to become a viable candidate, diba? Wala ka nang magagawa, diba? Then eventually, the majority of our senators will come from television. Then the question is, then why not from your world? Why not from the influencer and content creator world?
My answer to that, Robbie, but not to, hindi naman to, invalidate your question. Hindi ako dapat yon.
Okay.
If I'm going to do that, I should study first. Kasi ayoko naman pumasok sa gano'n na wala akong knowledge. Isa pa, communications graduate ako. Ang alam ko lang about communications, of course, DevCom, OrgCom, how to create strat planning, diba? Strat plans. Kumbaga, may degree and my experience sa advertising. Hindi ko siya ma-apply sa politics. It's a different realm. So, I guess, hindi ako dapat yon. Baka dapat ibang content creator yan.
Okay.
Baka dapat si Sasa Girl. Kaya ni Sasa Girl yan. Pero ako, kung push ako dyan, mag-aaral muna ako.
Okay.
So, iboto niyo po, 2015. Charing lang.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. I just have two more questions for you. And this is how I found out about the cars the last time. I think I asked you, what does your algorithm feed you? Let's say YouTube. Diba? That people don't know. Or for the, tanggalin na natin yung cars. That's how I found out about cars, di ba? Para obviously it's in your algorithm. Hindi, ano yung tinutulak sa'yo?
Sige.
That surprised you.
Transparent
That surprised you about yourself.
Apparently, puro lalaki.
May abs.
Okay. Lalaki, di ba? Oh. Tapos, kotse.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Here's the camera.
Okay, I'll show you my algorithm.
Okay.
Okay, boys. Ewan ko kung bakit may lalaki dyan. Di man ako nanonood ng mga fitness influencers. Charles Leclerc.
Oy.
Okay.
Wow, may tifosi dito. Siyempre, ayan, may, ano to, Alphard yata to.
Alphard niya.
Cars yan. Di car ke. Car. And then, Charles Leclerc again, and Carlos Sainz. Ayan. Tapos mga memes, ganyan. So, yung mga, nag-feed sa akin. Pero sa YouTube, mostly ang lumalabas, cars, mga car reviews.
Okay.
Oo, tsaka some vlogs from Mommy Oni.
Okay.
Nanonood kasi ako ng vlogs ni Mommy, di ba? Sabi sa inyo, kanal din ako eh.
Yeah.
Oo, yeah.
Last question. Are you a religious person? I mean, how would you classify your life in that side?
Okay, I'm not religious. I don't go to church. But I pray every night.
Okay.
Yun naman yun.
Okay, because that's my final question. How do you pray?
There's a structure. Number one, when I pray at night before I sleep, I acknowledge what happened during the day. So, Lord, this is what happened today.
Nagsusumbong ka, ganyan.
Nagsusumbong ako. Oo. And then after that, I say sorry. Sorry po, nanood po ako ng
ng F1? Okay.
Lang po, may pangangailangan din. Tao lang po ako. Lahat po tayo may original sin. And then, I give thanks to all the blessings na nangyari today. And I wish for a better day tomorrow. So, ganun lang. But I'm not religious. Like, hindi ako preachy na, I think God wants to let you know that it's a sign. Hindi ako ganon. But yeah, I pray naman. Pero hindi ako religious talaga. Dati lang yun, kasi influence ng Catholic school eh. Diba? You pray to Mama Mary. Letran, even, nung letran, basagulero na. Palamura na ako nung letran ako eh. But elementary, Catholic school, so na-instill kasi. So we pray the rosary ng Lola every Wednesday. Lola, okay na. Pero yun, hindi ako religious. So.
Okay. McCoy Averilla, McCoy Dubs. Thank you. And again, if you didn't get this is Natalia Adea.
Thanks.
I'm Robbie Alampay, Puma Podcast. And we'd like to thank, of course, Commune here on Polaris Street sa Poblacion. Thanks to Ross Juan for accommodating us. Uy, tsaka, sir. Oh. Come here.
Come here.
Okay. Okay, very quickly, tell us about, so this is okay, pang ilang beses na. So we've talked about the banana Q latte, pero ito, Makoy Adea, this is, what do you call it? A flangato. It's an affogato with leche flan at the bottom. Okay, this is Ross Juan from Commune. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for choosing us to be your venue today. So you had the banana Q latte. We're trying to add more Filipino flavors in our concoctions. So we had so much fun with our bibingka latte for Christmas. So now we're trying our banana Q latte, and then the iced version is the saging con hielo that has real minatamis na saging. Then just a little bit of banana syrup, and of course we use local beans on everything, locally sourced Philippine coffee.
And then you had a pandan, I think, di ba? Meron ba?
We have a buko pandan latte, which was supposed to be a seasonal thing, but everyone's asking for it to stay, so it's staying on the menu.
I mean, Makoy is still here if you want to ask. Makoy.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Myself in 10 years, professional race car driver. Right? Professional race car driver. Of course, buhay yung dog ko, no? But still my partner and
Inokan.
punta tayo ng Hakone.
Hakone. Ako, I have a last question.
Yeah, okay.
I take this opportunity na since andito na naman tayo lahat and I feel like kailangan siya ma-bring up na ano yung advice mo sa lahat ng mga aspiring content creator or sa mga content creators dyan na parang gusto ng konting push, motivation, or any advice you can give to them?
Number one, everybody has a space kasi social media sobrang lawak. Based from our meeting last time, number one ang Philippines sa social media usage. Over 80 million. 80 million users. So, start now. That's all I can say. And pag nag-start na kayo, of course, may mga minsan, potholes, may mga minsan, kumbaga, checkpoints na mangyayari dyan. So, it's okay to pause and then rise up again. And then see you in space. That's all I can say, diba? Thank you. Andromeda Galaxy, Ambient.
And maraming salamat pa. We'll be posting this on YouTube. We'll also have the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or kung saan man kayo pumapodcast, as we like to say. Thank you again for joining us. This is Brunch Menu. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Picture.